And remember, Tommen, it's our little secret. Yes. Greetings, my little fablings. Welcome once again to AxeyFabulous. I am Kenny. That at least doesn't change. Today I'm reviewing Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 4, titled Oathkeeper, written by Brian Cogman, who is awesome, and directed by Michelle MacLaren, who is also awesome. Crazy episode! Before we get into it, I'd like to begin by addressing the elephant in the room. Now, I was not here last week, and was not able to review last week's episode, Breaker of Chains. Therefore, I could not weigh in on the rape of Cersei by her brother. Yes, it was rape. However, come to find out, it was not so much purposeful rape as it was a bad editing snafu. And now we're basically asked to unsee what we saw and sort of toe the party line with the show that basically says we're going to ignore that it's happened, it didn't happen, we're not going to address it as happening. I guess I can do this. I grew up a Los Angeles Rams fan. I am well accustomed to denying the existence of terrible things that I just witnessed with my own two eyeballs. And being that the show is now going off the premise that sex happening next to your son's slowly decaying corpse is a consensual thing, well, I guess that's fine. But who cares what I think? I'm going to now ask my three wise sages of the internet to weigh in with their varied opinion. Facebook?
I shouldn't, but I like that.
Tumblr?
Why?
Okay.
No!
Yeah, right. Well, let's hear what Joey...
Patriarchy!
We'll go to Joey some other time. Sorry, Joey. Joey doesn't really care. Bastard. Back to this episode. Across the narrow sea... We start with Grey Worm and Missandei, hooked on phonics and hooked on a feeling, basically flirting with their hands. Not much else to flirt with in Grey Worm's case. Grey Worm and the Unsullied sneak into the city of Meereen in the dead of night. He meets with the slaves, who are still arguing whether or not to revolt. We have no training, no weapons. He gives them weapons. Not much, if any, training though. You expect there to be some sort of Rocky training montage or something, but no. Just the weapons. Still, they rise up. Bearded dude in the alley dies, we think. I was kind of hoping for one of those end of the credits outtake scenes where the bearded dude is like this. He goes like this. I'm alive! All these slave bodies piled around him, moaning in pain, blood everywhere, because they stabbed each other. They have no training. It's funny to me. Am I the only one with this sense of humor? That would have been great. Let's go to King's Landing. We start with Jaime and Bronn. Stop. Are you hitting? Stop hitting yourself. That is yet another change that's actually superior to the books. I mean, Bronn and Jaime bantering is 9 times better than Sir Ilan Payne's throat-clacking sounds. We got other good stuff. Jaime and Tyrion, Jaime and Cersei, Jaime and Brienne, Jaime, Brienne, and Pod. That was good. I can't wait for the Brienne and Podrick road trip. I really can't wait. That's going to be fun. But anything with Jaime is freaking great, basically. Anything that wasn't last week, I mean. Elephant, you're supposed to forget that. We got Littlefinger and Sansa. I kind of like that Sansa's sort of starting to figure out how to play Littlefinger. Little ego stroking here, little belittlement there. And next thing you know, Littlefinger is singing like the mockingbird on his lapel. Of course, that may have been his plan all along. Chaos is a ladder. Speaking of organized chaos, Olenna the Queen of Thorns gave Margaery the real deal. I'm troubled this may be the last we've seen of the old biddy. No more Diana Rigg? She's fantastic. I wonder if the show will indulge my desire to go see Highgarden one of these days. Just once. Highgarden and Dorne. Is that too much to ask? And I'm kind of wondering how Marge got past Sir Boros Blount, Kingsguard stalwart that he is. Did she Olenna him? Not only has Olenna become a verb, it has different variations and uses, depending on the desired result. Anyway, Margaery quickly learned that there are multiple ways to a boy's heart. Sir Pounce sighting! kind of wish she had given him the kittens like in the book. Apparently that cat drove Natalie Dormer up the freaking wall. What do you think a lot full of kittens might have done? Cats. Divas. All of them. So let's go to Castle Black. Fluffer and Sapphires. Jon Snow got to meet Locke. Locke is awesome. Yeah, he kind of does look like Count Rugen from The Princess Bride. That kind of makes him more awesome in my view. And Noah Taylor plays him to the hilt. Book purists be damned, that character is better than Vargo Hoat. And anyway, can you imagine Hoat trying to befriend Jon Snow? No! We must be friends! Speaking of Jon, Sam apparently told Jon all about Bran. More book changes. Book changes coming out of our ears. Personally, I'm not too freaked out about this, because the more people who know about Bran, the more people we get to see die in all sorts of awesomely horrible ways. Bet on it. So north of the wall, at Crasters Keep, we catch up with Burn Gorman playing Carl. Still the only Night's Watchman who shaves regularly. Almost religiously, smooth as a baby's bottom. Special guest appearance by Lord Commander Mormont, part of him. We get Rast being Rast, played by Luke Barnes, formerly Luke McEwen. Did he marry? Show kind of goes off the book rails at that point. We have Ghost in a cage, Bran and Summer to the rescue, or not. We have our daily dose of Hodor, that quickly became Hodor, which then became Hodor, which led to Hodor. If Hodor dies, I'm coming for you. No, not you. You. Jojen wasn't looking so hot. Oh, there he goes. This is setting up some very interesting stuff in episode 5. Holy Cronogman. Finally, north of the wall, non-book fans watched this final segment and said, whoa. Book fans saw this final segment and said, whoa. And now we know what the Unsullied feel like. And people with children said, cover that baby's head, that poor kid's gonna catch a cold. That's like baby management 101. How that kid survived the trek north. Tough kid. Craster genes. Sorry. We then traveled to the Castle Greyskull Fortress of Solitude somewhere in Jotunheim. I'm kidding. It actually didn't really look like any of those, but you know, people got to snark, so they do. To me, it kind of just looked like some massive, dark, quasi-open glacial cave with a miniature ice henge smack dab in the middle. You just had a Spinal Tap flashback. So, we get 13 darkly cloaked White Walkers, I counted. And their apparent leader, White Walker Darth Maul. This is crazy. I loved it. I'm going, what's going on? Facebook! Whoa. Tumblr!
What?
Joey, don't let me down.
I'm busy.
Okay, so that's that. What do you think? We have a comment section below. That wraps it up. Thanks again for watching. If you like the show, subscribe to Happy Cool. If you don't like the show, well, I question your taste, sir, milady. Why? Next week, I will be reviewing episode 5 titled First of His Name. I'm thinking Tommen's getting crowned. And we all get to see the results of this awesome derailment. I mean derailment in the nicest sort of way. We don't really know if it's a derailment so much as a... We'll see.